be talking to you guys all about Botox, what I have done, how long I've been doing it, and what my thoughts are on it. If you are new around here, I am 46 years old, and my objective here on my channel is to inspire confidence at any age. I want you to feel amazing and be the best you can be. So today, let's start talking about my Botox journey first. I started doing Botox at 32 years old, and I simply went in for my forehead lines. I have very deep set forehead lines. I have had them since I was a teenager. It is hereditary. It is nothing that I could have done differently. No skincare would have changed that. So I went in to have them done, and I remember the first time I was like, it takes about 5 days to kick in, and I was like, yes, this is amazing. By like day 4, I was like, I can see them going away. And it was like the most exhilarating feeling of knowing that was going away. Now with quarantine that has been going on, what kind of sparked this video for me is the fact that I had a large period of time during the coronavirus quarantine that I was actually not able to get my Botox in. And the funny part about it is the fact that I actually needed an appointment. Like I was going the week after quarantine started. So I had a good 3-4 months after my Botox was due, but I actually didn't have much left. So I thought this is a great time. So I took some videos ahead of time. This is obviously after. And I also had on Instagram, I kind of did a little bit of day by day. So I will show you that when I get to that time as well. But I thought, what a perfect time to sit down and talk to you guys about it, because you could actually at that point see more of my forehead lines and my crow's feet, which are the main things that I personally go to get Botox for. So first, as I mentioned, were my forehead lines. I started that in my early 30s. To be honest with you, that is the majority of what I did until I was about, I think I was 38, 39. It could have been closer to 40. And I decided to touch up and do a little bit in the crow's feet in the outer corner. And I thought, let's see what it does. And I did it, and I was like, okay, but I wasn't as wowed as I was with the forehead. And the main reasons I wasn't as wowed is because you cannot get as close in. So they are working on the outer corner. So you can't really, unless you're using filler, get rid of these smaller ones in towards the edge of your eye. So I wasn't as wowed by that. So I didn't actually continue to do that. I only kept going back in for the forehead and for the 11s that go right through here. You can still kind of see mine, and I'll touch base on that in a little bit as to why you can see that portion still on me. So after that, I kind of left it alone. And then I would say around my early 40s, I started getting lip filler. I think I was 42. I do have lip filler now as well. And she actually added some Botox in through this area here. Now keep in mind, the same thing is I have what's considered smoker's lines above my lip. Never smoked a day in my life, but I have fine lines in through here. Now the Botox can help with those. So the fine lines in through here were the ones that were kind of, I was noticing them. And partially I felt like that's because I did some lip filler that I was drawing the attention and looking more at my lips probably. You have to remember this can become a very vicious cycle because we start to then over kind of analyze ourselves and we nitpick things a little bit more than we may have previously. I did have it in through here, but then over the years I've kind of found that the filler is actually enough that it reduces those. I don't feel the need to touch those up anymore. I haven't touched those up in years. Now, around that same time of when I got the lip filler is we started talking about the fact this was also about the same time I had my brows microbladed. And I felt like my brows were looking a little heavy and a little like turned down, made my eyes look heavier, and it looked like it just didn't sit up and back. And so I talked to my girl about that. And the key things are you need to find somewhere that you trust, that is reputable by you, that you can talk to the person, tell them what you want done, and they will give you criticism back. They are going to tell you what will work and what won't work. We all have to be realistic. You can't look at a picture and say, I want to look like this person. It doesn't work with everyone's face shape, type, etc. So you need someone that can sit down and talk to you and look at your face and tell you what will work and what won't. The spa I go to is called Belcara Health. That is in the Maryland, DC area. I do go to Kara is who I ask for. And at this point when I was seeing her, I kind of said to her, you know, my brows are looking heavy. What can we do? And so we were injecting in through the actual forehead lines, okay? And I still had movement, all of that. But what she then suggested was we do more up in the hairline. So it lifts up and back, which helps to reduce these fine lines and helps to keep my brows up. We also don't put as much in the center. We do it more on the outsides and by the edges of all of my hairline. She'll put a little bit in through here and here, but very, very minor, and it doesn't go down in through here because that is what, for me, caused my eyes to look very, very heavy. So by putting it up here, it pulls this up and lifts it up. It doesn't alleviate the 11s completely, as you can see, but it also, I have movement. I mean, I can still move my eyes. I can still move my expressions. You can still see when I'm frustrated or I'm thinking about something. I still have movement, which is very important to me. I didn't want to look like a frozen face. One of my main objectives the whole time I've been doing this is to just look like a refreshed version of myself. I don't ever want someone to come up and be like, oh yeah, you can tell she had work done. So if you also are interested in what I look like before all of this, you can go back in my YouTube videos. I have been doing this for 12 years. I'm 46, so the only thing I really had done when I started doing the videos was the forehead line, so you can kind of see the differences throughout it. So I'm going to jump in now and show you the before, when I had a good 3-month break after my Botox was due, of all of that. And then we'll come back and talk about the day by day. Okay guys, so I wanted to pull my hair back and take a look at my face as it is. Now, keep in mind the last time I had my Botox was around January. I had filler at the same time. I had some in through my cheeks and through my lips. However, my metabolism goes through that much faster. So it will last differently on different people depending on how your metabolism uses things up. Same with the Botox. So let's take a quick look. This is all going to be before. I'm going to talk you through what I have done, because keep in mind, typically I just have touch-ups throughout the year, and this time it has been almost 6 months since I had anything. So a lot of it is worn off. So we're kind of starting from scratch. Now, I don't truly believe this is scratch for my face, but I'm getting much closer to that version. And so now that I'm going to be filling it back in and getting the Botox back in and all of that, I want to show you a before and after. So let's take a look at the movement on my face. So these are my eyebrows moving up and down. I always have enough Botox that I can still move my eyebrows. I still like moving them, but right now it is much more dramatic. When I have Botox, I generally have it so it lifts from here. I don't actually get the Botox in through these lines. I have it up in the forehead area and around the hairline that actually pulls up and back and then pulls out the lines by pulling them back this way. But it also lifts my face, lifts my brows, things like that. Also helps a little bit with in through here. You can tell I have one eye that doesn't close down as much. And then let's take a look. I'm smiling. You can see the fine lines under here and the crow's feet right through here. Take a look at the other side. See the crow's feet in through this area and under the eyes. I don't move, I mean, when I smile I do, but I don't move that part of my face as much. So it's not as noticeable as that wears down. So I wanted to get in really nice and close for you guys and really give you guys a look at this. So you can see where everything is, and then we're going to talk about it all. You can see the difference in my forehead and in my crow's feet. So I think that was super important to be able to show you guys how it looked before kind of the process through those 6 days, and now you're seeing it completely after. Now, what you are seeing right now, I have also then gone back again to do a touch-up because I had not had it in so long that we put in where we thought we needed it and added a little bit extra. But then we also, on top of that, decided that I would come back a month, I think it was a month and a half later, and just touch up anywhere that had continued to kind of need a little bit of tweaking. You are not going to go in and be one and done. This is something that you will go in, talk to them, figure out what works and what doesn't. They'll put a little bit in, and then you can go back and add a little bit more as you need it. Now, a couple of key things to remember is Botox also, you need to go every 3, I think in the beginning I was going like every 4 to 5 months. Now I go about every 3 months. And it will depend on how much you're using. I think typically we use between 29 and 39 units on my whole face. Now, what I use then, I have no idea. A typical cost is around anywhere from the cheapest I've ever found it was like $10 or $11 a unit to $14 to $16 a unit. It is going to vary by where you live. Please keep that part in mind. Something that I do where I live is use a Botox bank, which is purchasing the units ahead of time. So I purchase for $1,100, I buy 100 units. So that makes it $11 a unit. And then I use it. So I don't have to pay every single time. I'm paying ahead of time, so I'm getting a discount on that. So these are all things to keep in mind. If this is something that you like, maybe go in, have it done, see how many you use, see how long it lasts on you. And then the next time you go in, see if the place where you go offers a reduced version of it. Keep in mind that is something that you will want to look into as you do this. Now, as I mentioned before, everyone is different. Please, 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 please do your research as to someone. You don't want someone that is just going to be a yes ma'am. You don't want to go in and just have them go, yeah, sure, you want it there? I'll put it there. Because I don't know a thing about where it should go. I'm sure most of you don't either if you're watching this video. So you want someone who is educated that can tell you where you need to put this in order to get the results that you want. Please also be realistic. As I mentioned, we can't go in with a picture of it, expect to come out with that. You know what I mean? It is definitely a process. It is something that you have to discuss with someone and figure out what works for your face type and for your age and for what you want to be spending. These are all things to keep in mind. Now, if you are in the Maryland area, I will suggest to go to Belcara. They are amazing. I go to them for everything, and they are just such an amazing location. There are a ton of videos I have up on vitalized peels, VI peels, lasers, everything I've done, I have gone there for. So if you are interested, this is definitely a place that I would suggest for you. So I hope you found this little video on my Botox helpful for you. If you have any questions, please put them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you are new to my channel, I would love if you subscribed and followed along here with me. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me. Have a great day.